I thought about it, Mallory, while we were at break.
Yeah. What?
I would like to be in a movie.
Okay. Oh, good. I'm so glad you thought about it.
I'd like
Look.
to be in a movie because it's like a real proof of life.
Ooh, okay.
And it's a weird proof of life. It's a weird like copy of yourself to be in a movie, but I want to play myself in the movie.
Okay.
But I don't want it to be stupid.
Heard.
So those
Okay.
are my
Those are the stipulations.
qualifications. Yeah. I don't want it to be stupid. I want it to be, wait, what were the other things that I said?
You want to play you.
I want to play me.
You don't want it to be stupid.
I don't want it to be stupid. And I want it to be cool.
The most important. Do you want it to be about you?
No. I just want to be
do you know? Do you have an idea of what you want it to be about? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I want it to be like. Did you ever see The Doors with Val Kilmer?
Oh yeah.
The Oliver Stone movie.
Yeah.
There's this part where he's like fucked up at the whiskey or no, some party in New York, and Andy Warhol is sitting on the couch with, Nico or something, and they're like, take more acid, Jim. It's like really dumb. But anyway, I want to be like that. I want to be like that. I want to be like Andy Warhol, like sitting on like, take more acid, Jim.
Got it. I fully understand now. And I see that for you someday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someday.
Okay. Yeah. All of the other stipulations make sense. Like, yeah.
What role do you want to play in a movie, Mallory?
Would I want to be in a movie?
All right, let's
Maybe
say
not
you're in
anymore.
A movie. Let's say you are, though.
Well, yeah, I would want to be. Oh, I just got so excited, but I have no idea like what I would want to be. But I was imagining, like, what did I watch recently? It's one with like Aubrey Plaza, and she meets her like younger self when she's on a shroom trip.
Oh.
Like that's the kind of that's so it's like I think I wouldn't want to be me like you know, in that kind of way.
You'd want to be somebody else.
I'd want to be somebody else, but I would want to be like somebody else, like me turned up to 11, or like me in a different font, or me in a different timeline.
Describe you in a different timeline. Describe you in a different font.
Oh God, the first thing I thought of, because I went for dinner with an old my best friend from grade 7 to 12. Like last week, which was amazing. It was so wonderful seeing her. She was also like low key my first gay love.
Oh, hot. How did that work out?
I mean,
did you confess your love?
Or not as explicitly as I like just did, but we talked about,
Well, now you did.
she's married with kids, and but yeah, no, it was a deeply intense relationship. And actually, when I first like came out to my mom that I was bisexual, one of her responses was like, yeah, I always figured you were at least bisexual given how intense your relationship was with this person. So she saved my life in a lot of ways. It was really beautiful. Anyways, all of this is to say that we were talking about this thing for me. Like it's kind of like why I first started watching like The Bachelor and reality TV that's very like cis hetero dating is for me, it's like looking at a path of myself, like if I had made a lot of different decisions given the culture I was born into, the family I grew up in, the body I was born into, like if I had made a different series of decisions, like I could have been funneled to like The Bachelor or something.
Mm.
Because I was expected, I was like blonde, blue
Yeah,
eyes,
you were
like expected
you
to be
were.
pretty and hot and cool, yeah, and
I
nice
mean,
and
and you still are, but you were. I've seen photos. You were a beauty queen. You were like. You
yeah, it
could
was a
have. You could have.
different.
You could have also been a mean girl.
I could have.
Yeah, you definitely could have gone mean girl
Well,
vibes.
yeah, I think that's so. Yeah, when you ask about like me in different fonts, it's like
I
I
would like to
thought
see
of a
the
lot
mean
of different.
girl. I would like to see the mean girl you.
Oh, I fantasized about it in my head so much growing
Oh,
up
can
in
you
grade
pretend?
school.
Can you act like mean girl you? Maybe not now, but
Not
like
right now,
just
but yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I
someday.
did. I did in my head. I just yeah. There's a character, a built out character in my head that like I think some people get tastes of when I do turn.
Hmm.
It can be cold as fuck, but no, that's different than Mean Girl. That's different than like go like being like I can't even. I don't know. What do Mean Girls do?
They're like, bitch, did you actually do that? Did you actually wear that? Did you actually
Oh
buy that
yeah, it's a lot of like
Labubu? Yeah, rolling eyes.
yeah. I'm sure. Well, actually, if anybody is watching this who knew me when I was younger and I was mean, I accept that. I could have been in ways that I didn't realize, and I'm sorry, but yeah, that kind of like intentional like eye rolling at people and like trying to make them feel bad.
I definitely went through that phase.
Hmm.
I went through, well, we were like the group of kids that I was in with in like let's get to know Craig.
Okay.
The group of kids that I like rolled around with in like elementary school or into middle school. It was interesting because it was like very kind of preppy style. Like at the time we were wearing like Z Cavarici jeans and just silk shirts and shit, like trying to look like the fucking like Boys to Men or something. And then we discovered like Mike Watt said, um, punk rock changed our lives, you know? And we discovered like the Dead Kennedys, I think. And there was a shift. And in middle school, we were all saying the same. We were like discovering ourselves. I can remember like sitting in my room with, my close pals and lighting candles and like talking like nothing matters, right? Like, existential crisis with your friends. And then before that, I think that the fun thing to do, I don't think that we were mean to other people, but I think that some of them definitely were, which means that like it was basically me because we were all rolling together.
Yeah.
And then when high school hit, they were all like acting like they didn't believe the things that we had discovered in middle school, you
Oh.
know? And I was like, no, I was serious.
Oh.
And then I'm really looking like a deflated Christian
It's
slayer
you're
tonight.
sounding like, oh my God. You're sounding like one. It's lean into it. It's really working for the story too.
And yeah, we get to high school, and we just separate, right? Like I'm just like I'm not gonna do this. I had one other friend that was, and I was like, we're like on the other sides of the line now. I'm going lone into high school, which was a pretty strange way to start my freshman year of high school. Like ousting myself from kind of the popular kids, as they would say. And then I, was like alone in the ocean. And some of the people that had been hurt by the people that I had associated with, they saw me swimming alone, and they came by and they were like, "Hey, motherfucker, do you know how many days I cried because of like the things that like this person was saying about me?" And I was like, I didn't know that they were saying that about you. And I also didn't know that people cried that much. And you know what I mean?
How did it feel?
Felt terrible. It felt terrible. And because I understood what it was like to be them. I was just there because I had been so afraid out on my own before I was in the popular group that I made myself like in a way like a figure that would be circled around out of protection. Do you understand what I'm saying? because I couldn't do it on my own. Mm-hmm. So I understood. I was that. I just had a defense mechanism built with other people. But it was fucked up to like stand face to face with somebody who told you like how much you made them cry as a child. You know?
Yeah.
Like people that were like, when I invited you to my birthday party in 5th grade and you didn't show up and you acted like you didn't even remember getting the invite, I cried about that. I'm like, I never considered that. It'll teach you manners to come to face with those types of things. It'll also teach you principle and how you refuse to associate to those people that you're going to have to make apologies for.
Ooh,
which is
that's a good one.
Which is an uncomfortable thing to do, right? And all of those people became my friends.
That's a really,
I forgot to mention
really
that.
good part.
And they didn't want to.
That's important.
And they didn't want to be. They were very mean to me. But
so how did you?
But I decided that that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to prove that I was not a piece of shit.
And how did that feel?
Well, it felt good to have their friendship because I thought that they were like great people. Yeah. And I was very happy to earn their friendship.
That's a good journey to have gone on.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I'm thankful for that. Uh, Without that journey, who knows what what I would be,
Ooh.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
And without being able to see both sides of it,
Mm.
even in that
Mm-hmm.
little situation, to understand the complexity of it all, you know?
Totally.
I know those mean people. They're not really mean. But they were being mean,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And it's complex. Not that the person that they're being mean to should care about that,
No.
but it's worth a discussion. It's worth understanding from the
Yeah,
outside. Why not?
I think it's worth holding at the very least like curiosity for, like holding that. I think because it's that just like necessarily like none of us are exempt from being on either side, and if we're not ever trying to understand both sides and think that we are always good on the good or victim side,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
just dehumanizing to both yourself and anybody else that you're in relationship with.
Yes. Yeah. And it's good to be able to like realize that you have the propensity to be the bad guy,
Mm.
or the awful person, to act
Yeah.
against your principles. So then decide on them.
Mm.
I come from a long line of principled people, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
How so?
I mean, as far as I can tell, everybody in my family, the only trade, it wasn't performance, it wasn't intellect, it was principles.
I
Those
mean,
were the things that got you an attaboy. Those were the things that in any of the success, like my perceived successes or something like that, I think that most of the people in my family, dead or not, they all would have like not really understood it and been happy that it made me happy, but they don't give a fuck. What they're actually looking for is like um there was an older couple and they were in the back of the line, and I could tell that they were uncomfortable, and I was next in line, so I gave them my spot and I went back there. That happened at the grocery store. That's the type of stuff that everybody would have applauded and talked about a lot.
got it.
Anything else would have been like if you talked about the car you got, if you talked about the money you were making, if it would have been bad taste to talk about any of that. Why are you patting yourself on the back, you schmuck?
I mean, having met your parents, that you being raised by and surrounded by principled people, and
Yeah,
that again, that being the thing, the guiding thing.
the guiding thing, for sure.
Yeah, that really checks out.
In fact, I feel like here's another story now that we're just learning about Craig tonight.
This is so fun.
This is what happens when you don't call in, guys. We're doing the show no matter what. So my dad had this little box on his dresser, and you laughing because I look like a deflated Christian Slater?
Sorry, did you see me? I literally just like leaned back, like settling in for it. Yes. Continue.
So there I was. Now I can't do it when I try. See, this is therein lies the lesson.
There it is.
So my dad had this little box that like keepsakes and matchbooks and shit on his dresser, and he had this really cool switchblade that somebody gave him when he was in high school, and I was very young, and he would sometimes when he would wake up in the morning to go to work, I'd wake up, and while he was shaving and getting dressed and stuff, I would lay in the bed and watch the Three Stooges, and while he got ready, and and he would show me it and tell me like it's dangerous stuff. It was given to me by like a gangster, and had this lore behind it, and I was like, whoa, cool. And then he wasn't home one day, and I wanted to see it, and I went in there, and I was like, I saw it, and I was like, held it, and then I put it back, and my mom saw me, and then she told my dad that I was like playing with this knife, and she was like yelling at him like, I told you, don't show him the fucking knife. And my dad came up to me, and he was like, you fucked up, man. Like, that was my space. I shouldn't have to like lock up my shit. I showed you that, but you don't go in there without me. Maybe I didn't make it clear. You got that? And I was like, why are you being mad at me? And then the next day, he brought home this like bedstand, and it had this little door on it. And then he went down the workshop with me and put a lock on it. And he was like, this is yours. And you don't even have to lock it, but you can if you want. Me and your mother will never go in there. Don't fuck around. And it really taught me this like reverence for privacy and people's space and principles. Do unto others. And even at that very young age, I feel like my father was expressing to me, I'm going to treat you like a person. But you got to act like a person. And even when I like started getting weed and cigarettes and stuff like that in high school, I had that little nightstand until I moved out of my parents' house, and I never put drugs in there. I never put cigarettes in there.
Wow.
Because I wasn't going to fuck over the gesture to not disrespect that reverence that they showed me. But I couldn't have been taught that. The only way you could be taught that is by being given that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes. You can't describe that lesson to somebody in a way where they learn it the way that you did.
Right. I mean, I had
that display. Yeah.
I had a place that would never get searched. And my parents found my weed and cigarettes before.
Yeah.
Because I stored them in stupid places. But I would never put them in there because even though I know that they would never search it, because the guilt would shatter me.
Wow.
Shame, really. I think it's a shame.
That's a big, really good way to wield like shame and conscience.
Mm-hmm.
Wield is maybe it feels like too manipulative of a word, but like that's a move that like on your dad, exquisite move.
Yeah, and he gave me control over the world. I had options suddenly. Mm-hmm. Suddenly, I wasn't at their.
You had options.
Yeah, I had options. I wasn't just under their rule. There were places where I set the rules.
Mm-hmm.
But see, this is the thing, though. My rules ended up being their rules out of respect.
That's pretty beautiful.
That's living by a code.
Mm-hmm.
He never said, don't go in there. He just made it clear, like, you shouldn't be going in there if I'm not going in there with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's my space. You know?
Mm-hmm. I feel like I just learned a lot about parenting in that one story, like good parenting.
I agree.
Yeah. I feel like that's a really excellent example. How to lead.
I mean, I feel like I've pulled that into everything that I do. I lead with like respect. I lead with like giving more than I want to take. But also that rite of passage, I think, is dying.
Oh, wait, what do you mean? Rite of passage in general, or like, what do you mean?
It's like I had somebody once like belch loudly in my face. Not in my face, like at me, but like close to me. And I was like, why would you do that? And I wasn't asking like, why are you doing that at me? I'm asking like, what are you communicating? And I felt like they were being a little obtuse and not really answering the question. So I asked them flat out, what are you communicating? That feels to me like you're trying to disrespect me. Are you not? I mean, it was like a very loud belch, and it was like kind of, it felt almost like a fuck you
Like
belch,
at
right?
you. Yeah.
I felt so. I mean, it's in my house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm letting them stay at my house, and they were staying at my house, and they like just did that like very loudly next to me. And anyway, and so I was like, "Are you trying to say something?"
Yeah.
And they were like, "No. Why would you even ask?" And I was like, I don't know. That just seems like bad manners. And then they said, "Fuck manners." Now, this was a very progressive and like interesting person, right? And so their whole thing was like, fuck manners. Okay. And then I'm like, I get it. But also, why are you fucking belching in my fucking face?
Yeah, but like I know it's tricky. I mean, that's where the like manners thing is really tricky because I've had to do so much like fuck manners to unlearn a lot of the unnecessary rules that I was raised with, you know, in terms of like decorum and manners. And I don't want somebody fucking burping in my face.
Right. And but also if they're not shoved down your throat, you end right back up there on a personal code that respects people.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see what I mean?
Yes, exactly.
Like you would develop that on your own if it wasn't something that you were fighting against because somebody told you to eat that sandwich.
Yes.
Gotcha.
It was the best sandwich I've ever had.